Hi, this is my 26th video. First, I just want to thank anybody that's been watching my videos. I hope my videos are relatable, insightful, and providing some information. I just want to remind everybody the reason why I'm wearing a mask is just I'm trying to maintain my identity as trying to still maintain a somewhat regular life in society. So in this specific video, I just want to talk about gaslighting, uh, which consists of perps doing what they need to do. You probably heard a noise outside a few seconds ago. So as you know, I live with multiple people in this house, about 14 or so. Three on this floor and multiple downstairs and so. And there's a lot of gaslighting. So my gaslighting consists of a lot of door slamming, a lot of scripted terms and things that are said nonstop. A lot of different noises, and it works hand in hand with what goes on in my head and the thoughts I have. I've said before, I'm experiencing the V2K. I'm experiencing the direct energy weapons. I'm experiencing the gang stalking, which is really just like gaslighting on steroid. Um, and so all of that works in together. It's so systematic. Um, it's just as some of you TI knows, it's just something that was created to just destroy people, and was done in such an organized way that's probably military. So for me, there's a lot of gaslighting. This is what I call the gang stalking and the perps doing their nose campaign. And for me, it's like they're trying to create, force me to believe this persona they create. Um, so as you know, I've talked before. I have a lot of intrusive thoughts, a lot of weird stimulations, and this is all V2K specific. What happens is externally, you know, I'm surrounded with people who continuously say this, same thing, very repetitive, um, very, you know, very organized, very systematic. Um, the noise, all the different noise campaigns, and really, as you just heard, they're trying to. One is intimidating me, make me feel agitated for some reason. Two is never make me feel comfortable. Just it feels like they try to bury me in a sense of, so I maintain a sense of distress. Three is also trying to force in this persona, and this persona is usually something terrible, something bad, trying to make you believe. Not only try to make you believe that you're whatever they're trying to put in you, the implanted narratives. Um, and how they do this, mostly consists of deception, and half truths, and trying to piece together things to create this whole persona. And when they piece it, they get rid of all the other truth just to create this persona. Um, you know, and that works hand in hand with the V2K. V2K does a lot of heavy lifting in my targeting, meaning, um, just the thought hacking that's going on is just extreme. But in this specific video, I want to talk about a bit of the external harassments. So a lot of door slamming, a lot of just washing, like just turning on the water, just stopping, turning off the light, or just hitting the switch. I mean, something that I'm very sensitized and will take away my concentration. And a lot of trigger words, a lot of repetitive terms said. And like I said, they try to implement this narrative, and just like any gaslighting is just really try to break you and make you believe that you're this person, and you should accept what they're saying. And there's a lot of character, defamation, in a sense of false characterizing somebody, And for me, sometimes they use, some of the half truth. They take things I've done when I was a kid. Other thing is like, you know, try to take snippets of something. And the lately, like last, I think even today, there's something where, I followed somebody, back in 2000, followed on Snapchat, like, the app. I followed this person, and and didn't know who she really was, and I followed her. And you know so I was vilified for it because apparently she was, really young, but I didn't know at the time, just following somebody on Snapchat. And today, like I was just so gaslighted to for me to, okay, let me see what's going on. I looked at the date and, found out she was a younger person. And trying to be vilified for that, and trying to keep piecing things together, and piecing it in a way that only portrays something. So imagine creating that persona, and you guys can read in between what's the persona, and they'll take anything. Now they also use what's going on in regard to V2K. And the V2K, as you know, is capable. This technology is just insane. The way it's just able to manipulate so much of your brain is so scary, because they can do so much, right? And I always say, after August 19, it's just this, my brain has just been manipulated to a point, from dreams to perceptions to stimulations to sensations to, I mean, the list goes on, to even thoughts that's just been manipulated. And what they're trying to do is trying to justify that kind of torture, which is very psychologically torturing. It's something an adult man wouldn't want to have experienced, and that includes intrusive thoughts, includes sensation, libido manipulations, and includes dream manipulations and perception manipulations. And what they're trying to say, externally, they try to claim, oh, they try to make it appear that it's a natural thing, and using snippets of the past, things I might have done, from basic, very, just, I mean, I don't know what's the right, just like nonsensical, like not meaningful acts or whatever, and try to hold that and try to create around it and build this persona, and try to say, this is something natural in you, and this nothing has nothing to do with V2K. It's part of gaslighting because, you absolutely know that, it's not you, but the gaslighting is constant enough, trying to take different things, trying to piece things together, and try to almost doubt yourself, right? And then, if there's something that there's no fact, they'll build on it. They'll create narratives. However, whatever helps them build this persona. And this is part of gaslighting. Gaslighting is really just try to create a false reality for the individual who's being, gaslighted, and force that person to accept it, and also bury them with those, like, bury that person, with those falsified thoughts of who they think, who they are, and who the false reality. And that's basically what's happening to me. So, for me, the way I do it, I just, like I said before, I have a recording of, just a reminder, of things I need to remember, so I don't fall for it. And when I mean fall for it, just start accepting it. I understand this is a power that's beyond me. Obviously, they're utilizing tools that manipulate the brain, and I can't. That I don't have a firewall for that. All I can do is with, the things I'm able to control. Um, try to remind myself who I was and what's happening, and whatever my brain goes, my thought being hacked, accept it as that. I can't control that part. I can't control V2K. I can't control the manipulation of my brain. I don't, I don't know who can, but I can't. I don't have the firewalls. I don't have the financial means to protect myself from that kind of torture. And so what I can do is just the way I respond and try to respond to things. One, I know this gaslighting and research on my research on gaslighting on itself just kind of match exactly on what's going on externally with my perps, with the different noise campaign and the things they say and how they say, what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish, um, and how it's all about controlling the target individual and trying to break them in a sense and weaken them in every sense of the way, emotionally, physically, financially, and trying to accept this persona that is something nobody want to be, and accept, and trying to push them in it, knowing, and that's the key, knowing that it is not true, but being able to kind of manipulate an individual to think that way. And how they're doing for me, for my case, is try to piece things together and cutting out a lot of the truth, a lot of reality, which which makes it, you know, just, I mean, there's a lot of things they need to cut out to be able to prove this point. Um, so for me, like whatever, somebody I followed on Snapchat, somebody I might checked out a profile, like it just this basic things, and when you don't think too much, of it. When it happens, it's not something you care about, but when you get gaslighted, anything can be used to create this persona, and they'll find something. And then on top of that, there's then the different ways the V2K can manipulate your brain and make change perceptions. I talked about the dream manipulation, the libido manipulation, the intrusive thoughts. That's just the most aggressive torture, I think, psychologically. Um, you know, the gaslighting, the external gaslighting has no comparison to that. Um, but what happened is the people doing the perps, doing the gaslighting, try to make it seem like whatever is happening, regarding V2K, is just natural. That there's nothing being done to your brain. You just experience your true self or something like that, when it's obvious that it's done. So at first you just super frustrated, just because you're like, oh, it's obvious it's not me. Like I can. And then when they try to piece little things, it's like, okay, so what? Like it doesn't make, obviously, there's, if you're able to see my, if you know me, if you know there's a lot more to that than, um but now I understand it's just the gaslighting, and it's a false reality they want you to accept, to take in, one way or another. So that's when you see people acting ridiculously around you. The perps, act like clowns. It's just a way and for me, they use all kind of people, right? So for them to have credibility in my judgment, or me to doubt myself, they might use somebody who looks very sensible, very respectable, very, all kind of, because it's all about doubting yourself and accepting the persona. And the way they do it, for me, is they don't just use people, like from the streets, or like random, homeless people. They of everybody's involved, like from somebody who's like in suit and tie, to a professional person, somebody who looks very sensible, a mother with her kids, like it's all about pressuring me into accepting this. At this point, I understand, we're talking about a program with unlimited resources, meaning anybody can be coerced into doing this, financially or other ways. They have people to influence other people, so it's something that I have to accept. So when I see somebody who I thought was very sensible and has reason behind it and do it, I understand. They have people to make sure that their story, they try and portray me are spread out throughout the community, or there's a lot of people working and getting actually paid, or different incentives are involved. And I can, for me, I can't match that at all. I don't think there's not many people who can match that, but me specifically, I can't. So I just, they do their thing. I give them the weird look, because it is kind of weird. It's like you see that something is off here, and it's obvious that something is not adding up. So to end this video, like I said, now what I do is, after experience something worth mentioning, because I've been making extensive amount of videos, and my videos are really just focusing on my targeting, and try to express what's happening to me. Now some of the how to and how they doing it, especially when it comes to the technical aspect of it, I can't explain that. It's not my field, but I can explain what's happening to me, and based on what's happening to me, talk about it. And I wanted to talk about the gaslighting. And my gaslighting consists of noise campaigns to just kind of disturb me in anytime, especially anytime when my mind is kind of not thinking of whatever things they want me to think, to put me back on the right path of my self-doubt. So it's always like trying to bury me into like a negative thought process. They have repetitive things they say to believe, for me to keep listening to the persona they're trying to, and try to frustrate me. And it's just also intimidation, which at this point, the intimidation part is just fading away. Really, what still wins big time is just the V2K. Um, you know, if I had to experience only the gaslighting with no V2K, I think I'll be okay. Still be tough, but the V2K is really what's carrying this targeting that's happening to me. And but nonetheless, I have to keep talking about the gaslighting, because it's something that the more I learn about, the more relatable to my targeting it is. And I hope that you know my videos help others understand their targeting, and know that they're not the only one doing that. They're not the only one receiving that treatment of people around them acting irrational and crazy, and almost dumbed down of what they are, and also trying to build a false narrative, a false reality, and sometimes using things they can try to piece together to create this narrative. So, with that being said, I just want to thank again everybody who's been leaving messages, writing comments. I know I'm not as active as I want to. I do have a bit of, I try to kind of, you know, be on it as much as I can, but also I try to give some space to. But I appreciate all the information. I appreciate anybody who's been, reaching out to me, and I hope that everybody stays strong. I'm trying to follow suit, with all the different psychological torture, and also the physical torture, which is ramping up every day in regard of the directed energy weapons. Um, and try to follow my own, whatever, practice what I preach. And so to all my target individual, stay strong. Know that justice will be done for what they're doing to us, and what they've done to others who are no longer with us, who died. And don't harm yourself, don't harm others, and know that justice will be done. God bless you guys. Thank you.